Hi everybody, back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. So today, Haiphong, along the coast, Tang Hoa, Hong Lin, Dong Hai, Dong Ha, Hu, and we're flying to Da Nang. In Da Nang, we will fly along this river, and I think here we have the Dragon Bridge. And here's another beautiful bridge. These bridges are really wonderful. Then we will go here into this small area, the palace, and here's a nice park, Asia Park I think it's called. And then we will see. I think here somewhere is also a nice monastery, I think. I'm not quite sure, here or here. We will fly a little bit around and then we will land in Da Nang. So this is our mission today. Before we start, let's go to the log file. In 1924, on June 11th, they started from Haiphong to Tourane. It was called when it was French Indochina. And it was 410 nautical miles. Chicago had some kind of difficulties with loss of water, which damaged the motor. So they didn't flew too high. It was about 25 feet above the water. The Vietnamese were quite interesting on as the mechanic here wrote this log file is mentioning. But yeah, I mean, obviously I would be also interesting, never seen before an airplane landing in my area. I mean, going back in 1924, probably also for me will be quite interesting to go there and to see this, whatever it is, landing, coming from the sky and landing in the water. So, okay, navigation system is online on my computer or on my desk. I mentioned several times the system I'm using, which is really nice. X52 Professional HOTAS by Logitech. Cool stuff, I can tell you. It's I haven't used the really professional ones, but I mean, for me it's professional enough. It's really cool, it's working perfect, it's solid. What I want to mention, normally you see on the upper right side Mi Live. So Mi Live is off today because of my camera. It seems that I have an issue with the camera, and winter is here, and the Christmas, I decided to put this nice beautiful Christmas tree here instead of my live view, which hopefully will come on Monday back. Let's go to Vietnam. So set departure, mention, we'll take along the coast, and we are going to wonderful. So we have it, 389 nautical miles. You know, the point is, this is of course the direct flight, and I mean, as long as we have nice weather, we'll fly along the coast and enjoy a little bit. Ready to fly. Ladies and gentlemen, Caribbean taxi is ready for departure to Da Nang. Local time is 3:45, so it's a perfect starting time. Sure. And here we go. So I think this was a really perfect start, and now we are ready to proceed. So maybe we have to, on the way to stop for the fuel, let's check. But ooh, up. Ha! So we are leaving Haiphong. Wow. Rivers and water streets. That's cool. Okay, I think this is a very good... Wow, look at the waves. This is really amazing. I mean, I would really love to see how the flight simulator looks like in really high quality. I mean, you know, everything up. What's possible, and then try to play the game. I watched on YouTube. There are videos, people showing 4K and 8K, how it looks like. I mean, it's really impressed. How I mean, I'm really curious, and I mean, in principle, flying this route like what I'm doing now, and having the possibility to, you know, all this area to see in really high quality, really high quality. I mean, that must be really beautiful. I mean, the only thing what I can do is just when maybe I will try when I'm landing in Danong, then just check, change the settings, and then see what changes there are. Actually, I've tried to play with the in-game high quality settings. It wasn't possible, and I think high quality also was difficult, and so I have medium, but I'll put some details on a higher level, because I think this is more it's in a way important to have this on high level, like for example the clouds. It's, I think, on high or even on ultra. Yes. So here we are, flying along the coast in Vietnam. And the Caribbean taxi. I mean, there in total we have 290 nautical miles. Around should be with the fuel I have, should be actually quite okay. So let's go a little bit outside. It looks quite this area quite plain in a way, you know. There's nothing really here. I think, as you can see, probably there are trees and so on, but I think they are not, or for sure they're not digitalized. I mean, as you can see, it's everything a plain area. So yes, but I mean wait a moment, the way how Microsoft is planning to really in regular time I update different areas. And then of course improve all the things in this area. And I for sure, if they will provide an update for Asia or specific parts of Asia, then you will see here probably trees and small buildings and whatever, you know, it looks more natural. Now it's, I mean, you can imagine that in some areas there it will be probably, there should be some trees or maybe jungle or whatever, and but it's not available for now. So yes, I mean, it's a long way to digitalize the world in a game. So and I think for sure Microsoft has and the developers has decided to first implement realistic areas in the world, in the part of the world where the most people well, will buy the Microsoft Flight Simulator and will fly with the Microsoft Flight Simulator. So for example, Japan, I was really exciting flying through Japan. It was, I mean, it was also, let's say the most of the time it was during the night, but during the start and then maybe the first 1 hour, it was really nice. So I hope that when we are in near to Europe, that maybe there will be a third major update for an area, and I hope this will be Europe, because I think there will be quite a lot of areas to watch. I mean, also here there are quite a lot of areas, but we have to I am maybe not so familiar with some areas. I try to do to find areas which are really nice and worth flying around and have a look on it. So these are my sightseeing tours. Until today we have only 3, or I made only 3 tours. It's Hong Kong sightseeing. I have Singapore and Shanghai. Shanghai and yes, and Tokyo. And yes, it's still on my agenda to finalize them and to place them online or on YouTube. As I mentioned, my focus was now on the tour and create the videos and place them on YouTube. I think it's also very interesting if looking, I mean, it was for me very interesting watching the videos from start to the last video I made yesterday, to see the progress in terms of the quality, also the presentation, myself, acting in the video. I mean, I've got the feedback. One feedback I also realized when I am looking into the camera, I don't really look into the camera. It's more looking left or right to the camera, so not in the lens itself. So, you know, and it's a little bit weird watching the video, and then I see myself looking, turning my head to the camera, looking, seems that I am looking into the camera, into the lens, and not actually looking into the lens a little bit more left or right. So this was also a learning curve for me, and I think also to to not speed up things, talking a little bit relaxed and not too fast and so on. Yes, these are the learning curves, and also in terms of the technical gear, switching from normal webcam to a microphone and a camera. I think this was also a big step forward. Actually, I realized this when tuning the audio file in Audacity. So now the improvements are quite lower than when I placed the audio file provided by the webcam. So it's very well. Usually it's something very normal, but when starting streaming, everybody tells you really start with the things you have and step by step proceed. And yes, Vietnam. Friends of mine were always flying to Vietnam. I mean, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, they were really exciting about Vietnam, the people and the food and the areas where they were walking. It was with a rucksack and traveling around, so they really enjoyed Vietnam. And yes, basically, this is also this kind of this is also a country me and my wife, we would really love to visit with a rucksack. And obviously maybe not, because I'm more with a rucksack, but traveling around, taking tons of photos. Yes, just enjoy, Yes, Did I mention that I like a Cessna? Probably 1,000 times. It's really a lovely airplane. Smooth flying. Really fantastic. So I think after Da Nang we are flying to Saigon. This will be on Monday next week. So So as you can see, it's quite a lot of areas which are not digitalized. And yes, Vietnam. Actually, I think one to really enjoy the area, you probably would need to have some kind of, I don't know, 1 year off and travel at the different areas like Vietnam, China, of course, as well. Myanmar, Malaysia, Philippines. There are so many areas there. Cambodia as well, Indonesia. Yes. Myanmar. Bangladesh. Yes, I think anyway we'll fly probably Vietnam, down below to Cambodia, back Thailand, Myanmar, and then Bangladesh, and then through India, I think. Yes, India, and then along the coast, Karachi, probably. the direction to Iran, Saudi Arabia, so this kind of area. Yes, a lot of areas where I think it's really beautiful to fly, and not only beautiful to fly but also to visit in real time. So let's have a view on this small island there. I was just realizing when I'm typing on my keyboard that it's because the microphone is not so far away. You can you can hear the typing. So I've already checked some kind of some keyboards which seems to be very have some kind of mechanism so that when you're typing you cannot hear. So well, something to think about in the future, because all my setup here is quite, you know, wow, that's cool. Wow, that's really nice. Yes, it's quite a small area I have for all my gear. And well, computer and everything, and maybe 1.5 by 1.5 meter, where everything is is in place. What I well, everything is in place what is required for playing and streaming, and yes, not much place to so therefore if I click on something, then the microphone is getting all the surrounding noise. Even so, I tweaked it a little bit in OBS, but probably you never really, I mean, tweak it as much as possible, or in a way that it really all the kind of surrounding noise is taken out. I mean, probably if you have really high quality gears, then or expert tools and gears that can provide this, then yes, of course. But and I've tried NVIDIA Broadcast the other day. When it was released, I also tried it, and I wasn't really sure about this software, because first I tried to blur the background and even to change the background, and it didn't work really well. It's so around myself there was some kind of lines and some kind of, so you could really see that the software couldn't really cut me out of the background and place me in another background. It wasn't possible in the way I saw it in the video Microsoft NVIDIA showed. So this wasn't possible. And the other thing is, they also mentioned the possibility of reduce the surrounding noise. And in the video it was, I mean, it was really exciting seeing what capability the software has. But let's say in my reality, it wasn't really that good in one way. I mean, first of all, yes, it really reduced the type of surroundings. So the typing on the keyboard and all this kind of stuff, yes, that was really reduced. But the synchronization between speaking and video, either between these two parts, so there was no synchronization. So there was always a slightly small delay. And so I'm really curious what type of hardware NVIDIA was using, because I mean, it looks so funny in a way. You know, you have the webcam. I mean, if it was a webcam, but actually it doesn't matter if it is a webcam or a camera. It looks so perfect. I mean, of course, it's introduction video by NVIDIA, so of course everything will work perfectly. But you know, for me it was a little bit like NVIDIA has still to work on this kind of little things to really make the software really as good as they presented it in the video. Because as I mentioned, the slightly delayed, it isn't nice. And I mean, in the video, I mean, I don't have my microphone in front of me, or let's say a little bit up. It's, I don't know, maybe 30-40 centimeters on the left side. Also, the sound itself was a little bit metallic in a way, from some kind of an echo. And maybe because I have this 30-40 centimeters between me and the microphone, maybe if you have really only 5 to 10 or 5 to 20 centimeters or 10 centimeters between you and the microphone, so it's quite near to you when you're speaking, maybe this isn't there. I also faced this in OBS, because if you are a starter or a rookie and you're looking or you are watching a lot of videos on YouTube, okay, how to do this, how to do that, what's best and whatever. And there were some kind of proposals using some plugins, and I'm using some of them, but one which was also introduced, I think normally you have some kind of 4 plugins or filters. The most are using, or the videos I was watching are using for, oh, here we go, we have some kind of trees and so on. No, that looks much more realistic. Cool. Yes, 4 filters, and then your sound is really nice. But also, if you watch the video, all the presenter, the microphone was really close to them. So anyway, I tried, and I have a Yeti microphone, and so actually a really good one. And I tried these filters, and 3 of them are perfectly. I use them now. But only the last one, the last filter, it didn't went well, and I think it was a compressor. Anyway, I had to take it out because it wasn't really. It wasn't really good. So, hey, there's another island. Okay, there are many islands in front of us, so I think we take the one. But anyway, there are different settings, different microphones, and with one microphone and one setup it works, with the other one it doesn't work. But I think it's nevertheless it's really cool that all the YouTuber which yes, present their setup and also describes the filters and the settings and whatever, so that you have some kind of I wouldn't say feeling, but some kind of understanding what might be possible, let's say, and then you have to start by your own. But you know, you don't start from scratch. I think this isn't. You don't invent something new. It's just it's experience out there, and based on this experience, you start your own journey. And I think this is important. And it's also very exciting, I have to say. I mean, it's, you know, looking, and I mean, I know I have this, I almost have a good setup. Okay, with my camera, probably I will switch to a Canon M200. So I will try this one and see how it works. Because obviously with my Fuji X-T3 I have issues with the camera. It's flickering, so I lost the connection to the camera, so there's no picture. Even so, the camera is working, so I'm not quite sure. Anyway, On the other hand, it's good because I have my camera back, and I love to take photos with the Fuji. It's I normally use all black and white. So also in the camera itself, I have presets for different purposes, and so black and white and pancake 28mm 2.8. It's really perfect. My daily my daily setup for any kind of shooting. And yes, even so, I mean, you know, it's a little bit different when you have color. For me personally, wow, let's have a look here. That's nice. Let's look at this one here. That's cool. And then, wow, look at this. That's funny. All these buildings here. Cool. Wow. Yes. So what I wanted to say is that I realize that taking photos or making photos, it's different if you are looking through the camera, the viewfinder, and then it's in color or it's in black and white, because then I'm focusing on different things when I'm making the photo. So, and this is one thing I really like on the Fuji, that if you take a photo and you are looking through the viewfinder, you can use a preset so that you also the picture you see is also black and white based on the preset, and this is really cool, really cool. I love this. And as I mentioned, I'm focusing on different things if I have black and white, so therefore I love the Fuji. But nevertheless, when I take a photo, it's also that I take it in JPEG with these presets, the black and white presets, and also in RAW, so that I have the full, so the picture in color with all the information. So and later, I mean, of course, you can later use the raw file for optimization, or just use in Photoshop or Affinity Photo the preset of the Fuji and turn it again into black and white. So yes. I mean, what I really miss is on the Fuji, in terms of when you are taking or when you're making videos or streaming, during the stream, to flip the monitor so that you can see if everything is working. On for example, on the Canon M200, you can do this. You can flip it to 180 degree, and then you see the if everything is working. And yes, let's see. I'm quite I watched some videos on YouTube, and actually the quality was really good. And for me, it's black and white. I mean, I get the full picture or video, and then in my capture card I make some kind of some changes so that it's black and white. And this is my setup for OBS. Me in black and white. So oops. I'm a little bit lost. Okay, here we are. Actually, it's funny because normally in this in display mode, if I am in display mode, there shouldn't be this Christmas tree. That's funny. Okay, I'm in game, and if I go in display mode, okay. Interesting. OBS doesn't switch anymore. That's very nice. Or not, it's not really nice. Okay. No, that's really cool. That's really nice. A reflection in the water. Actually, now I can understand why so many people like to fly around in a flight simulator. I mean, it's of course also probably the technique behind. I mean, really flying with an airplane, specific airplane, navigator, whatever. But I think also probably also part is that, you know, this kind of feeling and this you know, flying over an area and look outside and see all this beautiful trees and you know, landscape and the area. I mean, I think now I understand a little bit more about this this enthusiastic approach of having simulator and flying with an airplane. I mean, for me, it's now, as I mentioned, this kind of feeling, enjoying, and really having fun flying around started for me really with the Flight Simulator 2020. And in the first place, it was more this kind of wow, that looks really nice. Look at this area now. All these colors. That's really beautiful. For me, it was more this journey. The idea of flying around the world with a flight simulator. This idea was the driver for me to start or to really think about flying around the world with a flight simulator, with an airplane. And at the beginning it was just this idea who drives me and where I started. But now it's really more. It's yes, it's really this, as I mentioned, this feeling, flying in the Cessna, looking around. I'm still not there to really go into detail in terms of all the technical aspects of my airplane. That's okay. I mean, this is I'm not there, and maybe I will never be there like others who are really go really into detail and really learn everything, and it's really cool. I mean, it's really fantastic that they are doing this, and they really like to go into details and to learn everything about the airplane, and maybe they build up their own settings with all the instruments so they can physically have them around them and using them during the flight. So I think it's a really fantastic thing. But now for myself, I can really, yes, I can for sure say that I now really enjoy flying, and yeah, it's in a way relaxing. It's very relaxing for me, sitting here and in this airplane and watching outside. And I think also what's for me very it's a driver is really what comes next, you know. Of course, a lot of areas in terms of the textures and so on, of course they are a little bit, let's say, the same. Yes, that's sure. And I know that, I mean, step by step there will be a lot of improvements. But even it is so, still, you know, you have the geological details. I mean, the areas are changing. There are mountains and hills, and even some areas are really detailed, and then there are the towns, and you know, all these specific details. They are you know, all together. Then it makes an area different, and this is, I think, what drives me to find this new area, to fly through this new area, to see the changes, to see what's going on. And so this is really fantastic. You know what? Let's make a short break. So, preparing for landing. Okay, concentration. Oh, that was a perfect landing. Cool. Cool. Well, I think I've got it now. I hope. I think the other day I also was assuming that I'm finally managed to start and to land, and it turns out that well, there was still some things I needed to understand or to prepare, because so the start is because of the fuel. Okay. Now the question is, how can I let's have a look. Here we are. Is It's a short break, but we start again, flying around. Okay, so let's see if I can manage to. Okay, the wind is coming from there. And here we go. Let's start again. Ooh. Okay. And back again. Oui. Okay. Back again. Oh, look at these mountains in front of us. So let's fly a little bit to this mountain area. Cool. So I'm now flying again to the coast. You know what I think will also be very nice? I mean, I'm flying with a co-pilot. So actually it would be nice to have a co-pilot. No, and there's no co-pilot here. It's in a way funny, because I mean, I have a co-pilot. So why is he not visible here? So Microsoft, maybe something to think about. Because if I mean, maybe you can choose to have passengers, then I think it will be nice to really have them also physically visible in the airplane. Because for now, as you see, there is no pilot here, co-pilot. Grand Caravan. That's a cool airplane. I like it. As I mentioned, if I will live in an area where an airplane is needed for daily purposes and a part of my job will be to fly around, then I think the Cessna will be definitely one of my preferred airplanes. This one. I mean, it's very. I wouldn't say big, but it's. I mean, it's not a small airplane. You can get quite a lot of passengers or transport things left and right. It's the distance, the ranges. I think it's okay. And yes. So move to Australia, get a license, pilot license, buy a Cessna, and then figure out what to do next. Wow, look at this, it's really beautiful. All these mountains in front of us. That's cool. Actually, I saw the other day a video on YouTube or I watched a video on YouTube where someone explained a little bit more in detail the different settings and the tests he has done to and the conclusion based on these tests, and he or in the video he summed up a little bit his knowledge and went through the settings to advise a little bit on what kind of settings are important, necessary, what makes sense or maybe not. And one thing what I still remember is that he was using a preset where you can limit the frames per second, and he limited to 30 frames per second because he mentioned it's enough, you don't need more with the flight simulator. And he preferred to investigate in other presets or in other settings to raise up the quality, but he mentioned that 30 frames per second is quite enough. He didn't really realize a benefit flying with 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second. So I have to check. I mean, flight simulator, I always try to improve the quality because I mean, it's also a pleasure for me watching the videos and then again or during the flight live, but also afterwards to realize different areas and which maybe I wasn't aware of, how beautiful they are. And the more quality I have, the better it is for me and also for whoever is watching the videos on YouTube. Oh, that is fantastic. Look, this area and also with the light, it's really beautiful. The sunset is really cool. And then also this small and higher mountains placed left and right. That's really cool. Look at this. That's really beautiful. Oh, switch again to display mode to hide the Christmas trees. It was a funny thing to place them there to see how it looks like, but actually I have to take them out because it doesn't it disturb in a way the view. If I'm switching over to outside view, then I have to be very quick to switch also the different scenes I have, and so here we go, and the Christmas trees are gone. And you know, it's also quiet. I mean, inside the Cessna, it's really a quiet airplane. I mean, the small airplane, this bush airplane I was flying the other day for the challenge, that was really loud. But the Cessna is really nice. There's also some kind, you know, this kind of relaxing sound in a way. It's not too too noisy, and also the kind of sound is it's okay. Okay, another thing, I'm not hired by the company to present the Cessna 208B. How wonderful it is. I was very pragmatic when I started the journey. So there were some parameters I had to consider. One was the time frame I have and the longest distance. And so the time frame is around, let's say, maximum 6 hours, and the longest flight is 830 nautical miles. It's the flight from Reykjavik to Frederiksdal in Greenland. Wow. Wow, I'm really exciting. Reykjavik, cool. Yes, me and my wife, who were in Reykjavik and in Iceland. It's really cool, really nice town, and Iceland itself. Well, the area we were visiting and traveled, it was really nice. So anyway, 830 nautical miles. So these are the two parameters I had, or I still have. So I would like to fly here, along this area. So and then I checked the different airplanes available. I didn't bought the extended or ultra version, whatever, of the flight simulator. I just bought the standard version. So I checked the airplanes available, and first I wanted an airplane with a propeller. And and then I checked the different style and range and so on, and the conclusion, finally I decided to fly with a Cessna. I also checked a little bit in the internet, and in a way I find it nice. There was one article mentioned that this is the cow of the propeller airplanes, because it's used around the world for different purposes, and it's a very good, solid and trusted airplane. And then I said, well, cool, it's what I need. So let's take this one and see if this is like it's mentioned in the different articles. And I have to say, in the simulator, not in real life, it's a really cool airplane. So I don't know, whoever, maybe somewhere in the future I will have the possibility to visit the company and see how this airplane is produced. But also maybe I will have the possibility to fly with one of them as passenger. I have no pilot lessons, so yes. And I also don't have the time to get a pilot's license. If But anyway, it's not my intention. But this is why I've then finally decided to fly with the Cessna. Grand Caravan. Wow, look at these colors. Cool. So let's make a little 360-degree view. Oh, that looks interesting. Is it a road or a bridge or whatever? Let's check it out. Or yeah. So 150 nautical miles left. Yes, so everything works perfect. Temperature and CPU, everything is fine. So now I think I will fly along the coast, because I would like to, when I arrive to Danong, to really fly in the bay from the seaside. Oh, it's not a bridge. It looks like a long bridge, but it was it's a road. Yes. Interesting. There are, from time to time, there are one light is red, as you can see. I don't know. Let's go down. So probably you can see now. One light is red. That's really funny. Let's I think now you can see. It's really interesting. Ah, okay, it's a building. Therefore. And here is another one. Here's a yellow. Ah, okay. Cool. Here's a green one. Let's have a little bit fun. I mean, we are here to have also a little bit of fun. It looks like a water road. Maybe it is a water road, I don't know. No, it's always a little bit complicated to really to really be sure if is it a failure in terms of the transformation of the information. Is it really, maybe it is a road, or is it a water street, or whatever? I think this is something you probably are allowed to do, or for sure you are not allowed to do. But it's fun. This is the best possibility to watch a little bit around you, see all the cars, and it's interesting. There are a lot of white areas, and I'm quite interesting. What does it mean, these white areas? Why are they white? Wow, that is, it's really nice, the road. It looks like a sharp, no, a snake, sorry. It's like a snake. Yeah, I mix it up because a sharp, it's on Romanian language, it's a snake. Wow, look at these colors. That's cool. I mean, if you're flying, you have this outside view. The airplane is the noise level is quite high, but if you're inside, it's really nice and relaxed, and so it's cool. So it's almost 5:30 local time. Actually, it's quite a nice time because it's still you have still light, but the night is coming. The lights are going on. So it's really cool. Dong Hoi. I think I saw it on the map. I remember the name. Let's say it was one of the names I could pronunciate. Okay, this road is stopping in the middle of nowhere. Quite interesting. Oh, there are no lights. That's the point. And here we go. The night is coming. The darkness and the beauty. Wow. This is cool. Oh yes, one of my favorites, flying inside the river. And look at these colors. Wow, it's really, really cool. Wow, so beautiful. Look at these colors. Amazing. I mean, I have to be careful, or very carefully, but it's really fantastic. I hope you can see also these beautiful colors in the water and the reflections. It's really cool. So back along the road. Here we are again. That was really cool. Wow, the internal lights on the left side of the instruments is on. Cool. But wasn't always the case. So I'm quite impressed. They managed to get this work. Yes, the snake. Yes, a beautiful snake of light. We call it un sharpe frumos cu multe lumini. Well, that was Romanian language. Yes, here we go. That's really nice. Crazy. Yes, the night is coming. So 100 nautical miles, that's around 40 minutes. Let's get a bit higher, around 1000 feet. Whee! Let's get windy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have 100 nautical miles left, and soon we will arrive at our destination point. We'll try to make a short sightseeing, see the beautiful Dragon Bridge. And behind the Dragon Bridge is another nice and beautiful colored bridge, and I couldn't find any English name for this bridge, but I saw some pictures and it's really, really beautiful, like the Dragon Bridge. And then finally we will... here we go. There's the coast. I think I go directly to this. So, and then finally we will land on the airport of Da Nang. So I hope you enjoyed the flight. I think it's always a pleasure to fly with Caribbean taxi. I think maybe I will in the future be in the Caribbean, and then for sure I will try to manage to get the first to find one and second to fly one, and then for sure I will make a photo. Me and the Caribbean taxi. Oh, it's really windy outside. Whee. Okay, here we go. It's not far away, as you can see. So I will stay on the coast. But it's really, really windy outside. This so probably then the landing will be a challenge. The wind is so strong. Wow, it's completely dark. It's heavy. Okay. I think this is 600 feet. It's quite okay. Wow, it's really dark outside. Look at this. It's really dark. Wow. Yeah, there's no moon. I don't know why. Maybe it's too early for the moon. Anyway, it's really dark. It's really dark. Scary. I mean, I had some flights where it was also so dark like now, even darker. But well, I didn't miss the darkness. I think what is really amazing is when I'm thinking on many pilots who are flying during the night, long journeys, and well, that's really tough. I mean, okay, they're not flying in 500 feet, but nevertheless, it's really it's tough. So, ladies and gentlemen, well, I would say maybe half an hour, not more. Anyway, I will slow down when we are flying through the town. I think it's or into the bay, because I really would like to enjoy the flight. Slow down, watch left and right. As I mentioned, I would like to fly in the bay, then into the river or along the river, and then also the Asia Park, and then turn around and prepare for landing. And it's a perfect time, really. It's a perfect time for landing. Yes, I would say 1 hour maybe. So in this flight, 1 hour flight in late evening and then during the night, or let's say it's not night, but when it's dark. So as I mentioned, I don't really like flying in the night, but when I started in Seattle and flying along the coast to Canada, Alaska, and then the Bering Sea to Russia, it was all night, during the night. And it's quite, I think on the one hand it's quite good, because you are focusing really on flying the airplane, or learning to fly. You're not disturbed by outside, by the landscape and other things, so you're really focusing on flying around. Okay, the landing is a little bit more tricky, that for sure, but you learn quite a lot. As I mentioned, I think once, I think from Atka Island to Attu Island, I think it was so dark that I could fly like this. I didn't need anything else because outside was everything dark. So by flying like this, I could really see everything what I need to keep the direction. And then I was wondering, okay, how will it look in reality, flying like this? Then I started to laugh, because yes, not the best, but just imagining a pilot staying in an airplane like this, because outside it's everything dark, it's a bit, yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter, that's fun. So 50 nautical miles left. 50 nautical miles left. Great. I honestly, it's very, very tricky in a way. To stop these boots in the chat placing information. I mean, I've got now, yesterday and today, I've got 2 messages, and when I had this kind of time limit, so you have to be 10 minutes in the chat before you're allowed to, or you have to view or to follow the chat, the channel, minimum 10 minutes, and then you're allowed to play something in the chat. It's yes, in a way it's blocking this actually very effectively, these boots. I think I will check again if there's any possibility of maybe reduce this by 3 minutes, you know. I mean, on the other hand, I've got the feedback by some viewers which were on my site. That yes, actually they don't like this 10-minute approach, it's the two sides of a coin in a way. On the other hand, reading or watching or reading articles on Twitch about how to prepare things, but also watching some YouTube gurus, I would say. They all were in a way, there was this kind of message direction, yes, use this 10 minutes. So I mean, if you are a follower, I suppose you're not I have to check this. What is happening if you are a follower? Are you probably you are not suppose you are not affected by this limit. Oh, that's cool. Let's so we are almost there. So the one positive aspect is that this dragon bridge, but also the bridge behind the dragon bridge is there. It is it looks very nice during the night. It's I think all bridges are illuminated, but these two are quite really pretty. So let's check it out. I mean, it also depends on Microsoft and the developers if they digitalize this area, and if so, then I think we'll have a wonderful view. I was just thinking it's actually quite a good idea during the flight to make a short break, preparing landing. Just, I mean, it doesn't take much time, so find an airport, go down, start again, and well, finish the mission, the daily mission. Here we go, another airplane. Oh-ho. So concentration. Now we've got we are close to our destination point, and as I mentioned, landing is still a challenge, even so I think I have improved my abilities, but you know, you never know. I think it's always good to be very concentrated. Even more flying around in 400 feet. I think this is even so more important to be very carefully. If it's 3,000 feet and 4,000, then well, if you suddenly lose 300-400 feet, that well, it really doesn't matter, or that yes, but here it's a crash. Here's another airplane coming from left. I can see it here on the map. As I mentioned, I would like to fly into the bay. To really enjoy So as you can see, completely darkness. So and there's another airplane somewhere. I cannot see it really. Okay, here we go. Here. Can I see it somewhere? Here's the other one, but here somewhere. Or it is probably too high. Yeah, it's flying. Oops. Okay, here we go. So So 16, 15, no, nautical miles less. We are I'm a little bit nervous. I have this kind of feeling, so like, okay, what's behind the next corner? Because I cannot see what's behind the next corner because there is this mountain on the right side, or hill, whatever. But when we're passing it, then we so short we will pass it, and then we can see what's behind the next door. Here we go. Yes. Here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, Danong. Here we are in Danong. So there's the airport. I'm really exciting to see if the bridges, the Dragon Bridge, is it's visible. As you see, everything is dark. And here we are. Here's the entrance. So, finally we managed to arrive. And yeah, to arrive here. So, let's see if we find a beautiful area. I think we have now more light, so we can fly with outside view. Okay. So, let's check it out. Exactly, this is the first bridge, and then there should be a second bridge. And I think the third one, or the second, I think the third one was the Dragon Bridge. So, let's see. Yes, obviously it's not visible. They haven't it's probably just generic information they have taken and placed it here. So because here should be all these beautiful bridges, the Dragon Bridge and the other one, and the island with a park. So we have to wait. Okay, the park is available, but yes, that's how it is. I really love to show you this wonderful area, but well, next time. I think Microsoft, well, Maybe if there is an Asia update, for sure they will take this road here. They will also improve this area, and then, as I mentioned, maybe in 3, 4, 5 years, hopefully I will definitely fly this route again, and maybe there will be also the original Douglas World Cruiser available, so to really fly with this one. And then I have to fly by day the whole tour, because then it's really difficult to fly during the night if I take the original airplane. So yes, here's the airport. So let's make a U-turn, and ladies and gentlemen, we are preparing for landing. So I hope you enjoyed the flight. Here we go. Oops. Okay, this will be a challenge now, to get the right angle. Okay, there's a tree on the ground. Let's pass this one, and then oops. Okay. That was okay. Cool. So. I'm not quite sure. Let's take this one. Ah, here we go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have now, it's almost 6:30, We are at our destination point, Da Nang International Airport. So cool. Perfect. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the flight. On Monday, we will fly to Saigon. So yes, have a wonderful weekend and see you. Bye bye.